Must know numbers in Katakana-English, extended version.
Last week, I taught Katakana-English for the alphabet and numbers from 1 to 15 that are commonly used in Japanese conversations. So, this week, I planned a listening quiz and speaking practice related to that. But I just remembered that I forgot to teach one essential number frequently used as Katakana-English. That number is... Yes, it's 0. It comes up so often. The Katakana-English for 0 is pronounced the same as the Japanese 0. It sounds like this.
0 0
Since we're on the topic, let's dive deeper into Katakana-English for numbers. Station numbers with letters and digits were recently introduced to help foreign tourists. For those of you learning Japanese, when asking Japanese people for directions, it's best to speak in Japanese. However, here's something commonly seen among Japanese people. As soon as they realize the person they're speaking to isn't fluent in Japanese. Some Japanese people may, for some reason, start speaking awkwardly in Japanese or mix in Katakana English during the conversation. This is particularly noticeable with numbers and alphabet. However, when Japanese people say these letters and numbers, they often use Katakana English. It's useful to be familiar with this since you'll frequently hear it on TV, in movies, and also in Japanese YouTube videos. Make sure you get used to it. I've already covered the alphabet in a previous video, so feel free to revisit that. Now, let's get started. We'll read the numbers 1 to 15 once, as we covered them before, and from 16 onward, we'll repeat each one twice.
1
2
3
4 5 6
7 8 9
10
11 12 13
14 15
From here, we'll cover new numbers that we didn't go over last time, so I'll read each number twice. Please repeat after me.
16 16 17 17 18 18 19 19
20 20
It's possible that less than 50% of the average Japanese people walking around town would be able to recall the word 20 in English instantly. However, most can say numbers from 0 to 10 using Katakana English. For numbers over 20, many may say each digit individually, like 20. In Katakana English, it is
20
It might be helpful to remember this way of saying numbers as well, since it could come in handy when communicating with others. From here, we first read out the standard Katakana English numbers twice, and then I'll read them once by saying each digit individually, like in the earlier example.
21 21
21
22 22
22 23 23 23 24 24 24
25 25
25 26 26 26
27
27 27
28 28
28
29 29
29 30 30 30
As the phrase Katakana-English suggests, the counting rules after 20 are basically the same as in English. You get 21 by saying 20 followed by 1, 35 by saying 30 followed by 5, and 48 by saying 40 followed by 8. Here, we will introduce 2 or 3 digits at a time, excluding those ending in 0, up to the 90s.
31 31 31 32 32 32 33 33 33
40 40
40 44 44 44
45 45
45 46 46 46
50 50
50
57 57
57
58 58
58
59 59
59 60 60 60 61 61 61
62 62
62
63 63
63
70 70
70
74 74
74
75 75
75
80 80
80
86 86
86
87 87
87 90 90 90 98 98
98
99 99
99
For numbers over 100, I believe that rather than saying something like 153, Japanese people are more likely to spontaneously say each digit separately in Katakana English, like 153.
153
Just in case, let me explain how to say each of these three digits in Katakana English. You may occasionally come across this in conversation or in magazines, so it wouldn't hurt to be familiar with it.
100 100 million million billion billion
For 100, it becomes
100
and for 200, it becomes
200
Once you're able to pronounce alphanumeric characters in Katakana English, it'll gradually become easier to understand the unique way Japanese people pronounce English. At the same time, you'll find yourself catching more of what's said on TV, in movies, or in videos. Also, if you ever forget how to say numbers in Japanese, this method is much easier to communicate than simply using the English pronunciation of letters and numbers.
Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.